Well, here's how to get your student loan forgiven and never have to pay it back. Actually, there's 11 ways to do that. Man, I thought it was like 2, 3 ways or something like that. And I think I've been living through the last administration because I look at this here at studentaid.gov. They're the people in charge of all the student loan stuff. So they write the rules and everything, the rules and regulations. And there used to be just a handful of ways to get it forgiven. Now they have 11. I don't know if that's Biden or what. And the ones they had before that the Department of Education was trying even not to honor them. And so many people thought they had forgiven student loans, and they found out, no, they changed the rules halfway through. But so now it's back to old rules. And here are the 11 ways. So if you have student loans and you're getting inundated by people on the phone, I am, and I don't even have a student loan. People email me, calling me, texting me, everything about, oh, your student loan. So find out what the forgiveness is and what your options are. Studentaid.gov. That's where you want studentaid.gov, and you're looking for student loan forgiveness. And here's the page here. 11. Remember, there's 11 different ways. Now you have different kinds of things. You have forgiveness, cancellation, and discharge. Man, discharge sounds like getting out of the military, does it? But it all means the same thing. You don't have to pay the damn thing. That's what means. Okay, you have public service loan forgiveness. Okay, these are people who work for the government or a nonprofit organization. This is the one that the most important one I knew about before, and it was a trouble because people, and actually they forgive it for a while, then or you pay a little bit, then they forgive them after that, and all this kind of stuff. So find out about that. It's right there. It describes all the ifs, ands, or buts, so you know. Teacher loan forgiveness. Okay, so that first one was working for the government or a nonprofit. Teacher loan. So if you teach full-time for 5 complete or consecutive academic years in a low-income elementary school, secondary school, or educational service agency. Not sure what that is, so find out the detail. Closed school discharge. That means your school went out of business. A lot of them are doing that now because it's all these shaky loans that were given. And so you're stuck with a loan and they're out of business. And what do? Okay, there is a program, and they just eliminate like 8 million people, students who had loans with these people, don't have to pay anymore. And it could be years ago. So check that out. If the school you had a loan with is no longer in business, you may be over. Yeah. Perkins loan cancellation and discharge. Okay. You may be eligible to have all or a portion of your Perkins loans canceled based on your employment or volunteer service or discharge under certain conditions. Okay. So you find out that. Total and permanent disability discharge. Okay. This is very important. A lot of people out there have disabilities. If you're totally or permanently disabled, you may qualify for a discharge of your federal student loans. I think they did something with the Trump did this with veterans with disability discharge. So find out about that too. Discharge due to death. Well, I guess you don't care, do you? But your estate does, right? So if you owe that. And it says federal student loans will be discharged due to the death of the borrower or of the student whose behalf of a student loan was taken out. Okay, that means like your parents or somebody. Discharge in bankruptcy. Okay, now this is in rare cases. Initially, years ago, they said, no, there's no way you could do that. Now there is. And so people are doing that and getting their student loans discharged in bankruptcy. So check that out. Borrower defense to repayment. Sounds funny, not sure. Here's what. You may be eligible for discharge of your federal student loans based on a borrower defense to repayment. If you took out the loan to attend a school or a school did something or failed to do something related to your loan. Okay, so the school lied to you about what's going to happen, what you'll get. So you may not have to pay. So look at this option. See, all these have a link there, more detail. You read it. Don't throw up your hands and say, oh, I'm going to call a lawyer. No, they're going to charge you money, whatever. You read all the stuff first and see what that is. And then you can ask people more information and make sure. False certification discharge. You may be eligible for a discharge of your federal student loan if your school falsely certified your eligibility to a certain to receive a loan. So the school may just said you're eligible when you weren't. And so find out, because in that case, if you were not eligible, you don't have to pay the goddamn thing. It's the school's problem. That's what they did. So you got to find that out. Unpaid refund discharge. This is interesting. If you withdrew from school and the school didn't make the required return of the loans to the loan servicer, you may be eligible for a discharge. So that means, like, if you, got $50,000 or whatever for 4 years, and you only lasted 2, then half of that you may not have to pay for. Find out. Eligibility of parent borrowers. As with loans to students, a parent plus loan can be discharged if you die, or if you become totally or permanently disabled, or if your loan is discharged in bankruptcy. That's another place. So if the parent has a student loan plus student loan, got it for the child or someone, and went bankrupt, then you may not have to pay it either. So has a listing there of everything. How to apply for forgiveness. So that's 11 different ways of applying for forgiveness. See, and that's why it's important to get lists. It's important to know who to call. Otherwise you're going to go round in Google circles for years and years, or just run into people who are lawyers or want to sell you money or anything. So here you have a shopping list of every possibility that's legitimate and legal to get rid of your student loan. You investigate one at a time here, and then start making a decision. Now, see, what I do is I show people things like that. So I've been studying this stuff for 40 or 50 years. So that's why you either have me that you can get a hold of me for a service I have, Let's Go Help. It's $20 a month. And it's a closed Facebook group where you just ask me a question. I answer at every beginning of a discussion that we have for anything. You need money to buy an airplane or something, and I'll show, okay, these are the most likely places to get money. And I might take my 50 years of research or do extra research for you. So if that monthly fee doesn't appeal to you, then I have another $5 fee you could do. This is a place where I put together all the sources of money in your state. See, that's where the action is. It's not in Washington. Washington gets the money, makes the money, sends it to the state, and the state hands it out. So that's why you have to know where in your state is that money. So I've organized all the states, and I have separate reports for every state based on what you need money for. Like here, I have a special report, and these reports are only $5.95. See, I'm trying to make it as cheap as hell for everybody to know. You don't have to hire a lobbyist for $10,000 an hour or whatever the hell they charge. So here's one for bills and expenses and credit and debt. All the offices in your state, that help you with that. That's their job. They get grant money to help you solve that problem. Then there's other offices that I have reports for by state for businesses, nonprofit, or invention or ideas. You have some harebrained idea and you want to do something and want money. Well, there's offices in your state. They're called harebrained idea offices. No, they maybe should be, but they're there just to help you, because if you start that idea or whatever and grow, then the state grows. So that's why we have those there, but they don't advertise, and you'll never find them in Google, and that's the problem. So that's why I try to get it. This is a national treasure to me that we all have access for, but very few people know about. The rich people know about this. I should charge them thousands of dollars to do the same thing for $5. It's more fun doing it for $5. Get free training and education to get a higher paying job. So all the programs that are available, whether it's get a degree, certificate, or just a GED or a PhD, programs that help you pay for them. Okay, for healthcare, dental care, and even pet care and prescription drugs, there's hundreds locally to help you do that. And I show you where they are. I have you a shopping list. So you have the shopping list. You call, okay, yes, maybe, no, but okay. Then yes, maybe, no. It's sort of like a job. These are all the people that are hiring. So whether you get the job or not depends on you and that person. So it's the same thing. These are all the people that give money and help for the problem that you want to solve, whether you get the money or help or whatever. And if you don't, then you have to go to the next one. That's why the lists to me are the most scientific way to find all the money where you live. Using Google sounds like it's scientific, but it ain't. Because 99, 44, 100% of the websites you're going to get there, people want your money. I only show you people in your state that want to give you money. Okay, that's all. So that's to me, that's more scientific. Then we have a separate report just for people who are free mentors, consultants, experts. They do research for free to solve family or professional problems, any kind of problem. We have people on the payroll in your state there to help you do that research for free. Housing. Need a house, need a rental, whatever. These are all 150 programs within your state to buy houses, fix up houses, or become a real estate investor, or free legal help. Also that, there's organization, you don't have to pay $400 an hour or whatever the lawyers charge, when you could call a government office who enforces that law for free, and they sue the people and don't charge you a nickel, maybe get you thousands. Why pay somebody to go learn the law for you when you could find somebody who wrote the law and will enforce it? And that's free because you live here. That's all. So that's what I'm trying to do, show more people that the tools we have in this society if you learn how to use them.